Hey there, what's up YouTube? It's me, the Diva X. What is good? It is Friday night. It is 11:13 in the PM, April 22nd. Welcome to My Life on the X List. Week's been great. No big deals, no big issues. Um, I'm enjoying my life. I'm enjoying myself. My gears are still turning. Um, Obviously, major disappointment this week on Drag Race. Thorgy Thor is no longer on RuPaul's Drag Race, and I'm sorry if that's a spoiler for anybody, but guess what? It was spoiled for me, so I'm spoiling it for you. And if you haven't watched Drag Race by now, then you deserve to have it spoiled for you anyways. So I'm not saying I'm not going to watch anymore because that would be, I mean, you know. But I'm super, 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 super sad that Thorgy is no longer there. However, I don't know. I mean, let's face it, Bob's gonna win. Well, at least in the competition so far, Bob's gonna win, because he's really slaying the competition. Call it what it is, and let's be real. If it's gonna become a cumulative report on who's gonna win this thing, it's gonna be Bob the Drag Queen. So that's my vote. I mean, not really my vote. I just kind of, that's where I'm leading. I don't. I mean. And no, I mean, I'm not, and that's not to be shady towards Bob because, I mean, obviously Thorgy is just my top front runner, but that's no longer an option. So, but I think Bob is, I mean, I don't even think I know or I see or I've experienced Bob to be an amazing entertainer. She's very flexible. She's very, a rounded queen, which I believe, I mean, it's important. You can't stay in your comfort zone and be that all the time. You have to push and pull and try something new sometimes. And so, and she's good at everything she's tried. And I don't think that she's not dabbled before prior to coming to Drag Race, and acting and being funny. Obviously, she's a comedy queen. She says it herself. So I think that it's just a new genre. But in acting and singing and in performance stage presence, she's got it. And really, she's really so far again she's showed the most versatility and has just really kind of slayed the competition so far. As far as I'm concerned, she is the winner. At least if I had to keep points up until now, Bob is doing it. And the reason why I'm a little upset about the Thorgy situation, excuse me, I have hiccups. The reason I'm upset about the Thorgy situation is because she was just always coming in second to Bob, and that's how it goes. I mean, you can't be the second best. You got to be the best, and that's unfortunate. But I don't even think she was the second best. I think she was really a top, and then just came in under the second performer, or under Bob, and so that's the problem. Someone just did a little bit better, and that's how that's a competition, and that kind of leads me to what I was going to talk about today. Sorry, my phone's going off. Let me move this because I think it makes static for the computer if it's going off like that. I can't hear it, but you guys will hear it on the recording, and then it's just like that. When you put a phone near speaker situation, and that's not fun. So that kind of leads me to my next topic. Some people have asked me, and I really hate, okay, so there's a few things in that sentence right now. Some people, I hate when people say some people, or a lot of people are saying, or everyone is saying, who is everyone? Who is everyone? I want to know. Who is a lot of people? I want to know. But I have been asked, I will say, to talk about how I handle conflicts, and then really it came in association with the battle situation, and how I deal with all that kind of fun stuff. Because the thing about this, you have to understand, is this: the battles were not designed to be be mad at diva situation. It was not. Why would I sign up for that? The battles were designed to give people, anybody, not necessarily associated with anybody or associated with somebody, associated with the group, not associated with the group, an opportunity, a platform to perform an artist which they have some admiration for. I'm not saying they have to be the biggest fan. I'm just saying you have to be able or willing to give 100% to whatever it is that you're going to be presenting to the stage. That is the key. You have to be in it wholeheartedly with your performance, with your track, with your look, with everything. It's a competition. That means someone's going to lose and someone's going to win, and someone might not be you, and that's unfortunate, but that is a competition. Now that is why I picked the judging situation. That's why, I didn't when we came up with the battles, and I say we because I had this idea. We had a meeting. I put it on the table, and we kind of evolved it into what it is now, the battles. We didn't look at any other competitions. We didn't look at what other people were doing. It was just a brain fart that I had in my brain, and I said, how about a competition thing? That's open to anybody. Again, no associations required. You don't have to be part of a team or part of a crew or part of a cast or anything like that. Just and if someone of a team, of someone of a cast was representing to join in the competition, they would not be representing the Exotica royalty. They would not be representing whatever show or cast they were part of. They would be representing still themselves. It's not. I made it. I wanted it to not be labeled. There's no point in that. That's not. That's not what this was about. So that's why I never, if you pay attention, or if you've paid attention since the beginning of the battles, I've never mentioned their associations. I've never meant their crew. I've never mentioned anything like that. Other than if they won before, I believe. I don't even think I've done that, just to not even steer the competition. Actually, I think about it. I've introduced the judges instead of they won before, but never a performer, just to keep it as unbiased as possible. Okay, so it's by design. It's not just because I just forget to mention it. It's because I don't feel like if you're a performer from the Exotica show, that's not important. If you present a great performance, then you present a great performance. If you don't, then you don't. It's not about where you come from, who you're part of, whatever. And in dealing with, winners and losers, I don't mean, when I say losers, I mean not necessarily that in a negative term or a derogatory term. I mean it in the persons who did not win. And it's really hard to deal with that, because everyone wants to win. I mean, that's the point of signing up. You should want to win. I mean, that should be your objective when you sign up. And so when people don't win and they don't take it very well, I have a problem with that, because you knew that was a possibility. You knew your odds were, 1 out of 3, 1 out of 4, 1 out of 5, 1 out of 6, whatever the case may be. You knew that the possibilities were you not to win. So if you, and I don't know if I need to do media training on how to win, how to lose greatly, but there's a certain level of decorum that you must, I feel, you must still maintain. And not be mean, shady, or rude to anybody else who either did win or, is in the same boat as you who didn't win, because don't be a sore loser. I mean, it's going to happen. It's unfortunate. And if you don't like losing, or don't like the feeling of losing and can't deal with it in a grown-up fashion, then don't sign up. Now, I'm not trying to encourage people to not sign up, but I just feel like there's there's better ways of handling things sometimes. And this is and for the record, because I know people are gonna be like, what happened? Nothing happened. People just say, I was asked about, have you ever had anyone get crazy? Have you ever had anyone da-da-da-da? No. I've had people act out. I've had people walk off stage. The thing is, that does not, the thing, I hope everyone understands, and I hope everyone perceives this the same way I do. That is not a reflection of me. That is a reflection of you. That is a reflection of the person who did the action. That does not make me look any certain type of way. I'm still up front hosting, doing what I'm got to do. If you walk off stage like a diva, then you walk off stage like a diva. That is a reflection of you. People now saw you walk off stage and see this. You didn't win. Unfortunately, that's the way it goes. And I hate trying to be so standoffish on that, because but the reality of only one person gets to win. Someone, my drag mother, Adame, he twice in 2 different occasions, he's asked me, well, how about a runner up? And how about, technically there is a runner up. The top 2 queens, one wins, one's the runner up. Unfortunately, there's not prizes for everyone. I understand the premise of everyone gets a trophy, in sports and kids morale and stuff like that. However, we're all grown ups. We're all 21. We all know that it's a competition. We all know that either you're going to win or you're going to lose. And it may not even be you that's going to win or lose. You just might be one of the losers. So just like not even the top two, unfortunately. As far as picking judges, I try to be as diplomatic as possible. I try not to have anyone associated with anyone that's part of, and I don't know everybody's business, so I don't know who's banged who back in, 1482, and I apologize. So I don't know all that. However, I, technically try to find a fan judge, someone who's a big fan of the artist that is being performed. Second, I try to find someone who has a dance history, a dance background, a dancer, a choreographer, someone, again, still non-biased, but yet still has some kind of have know-how or knowledge about that field. And then the third person I always try to pick is a queen, someone who has done makeup, does makeup, knows queens, admires queens, loves queens, the drag culture, and that's for the stage thing, stage stuff. So that's my process. As far as conflicts, again, no one's really ever like gotten upset, I think, at me or said anything towards me about winning or losing or anything like that. They people have acted out, people have shown out, but never to a point where they're like in my face. How do I deal with conflict? I don't deal with conflict well. I can get, because here's why I don't deal with conflicts. That's the thing. I don't really have people coming up to me and trying to fight me all the time. I'm not that queen. I've never been that queen. I can think to this day there's probably maybe 3 people who just genuinely don't like me, that maybe would want to have a good swing at me. I don't know for sure if that's how to the extent of their dislike for me is, but just based off the things that I've heard, seen, and the way they act towards me in an aggressive type of way, I would say only one person, but second, there's one person in that spot that I feel like would, if they had the opportunity, would swing on me, and that's fine, because I would swing back. I was, don't get it twisted, I was raised in the hood. I was raised in the street. I was a child of this. I was a kid, I was raised on one of the roughest streets in Fresno, and I'm not trying to get on my soapbox here, but I know how to defend myself, even as a entertainer. And it's funny, we were talking about, we were watching, if you haven't watched Viceland, great show, but, they were talking about like attacks, Gaycation. If you watch Gaycation, another great show on there. Sorry, I'm getting, whatever. At any rate, I'm getting text. So I'm kind of at a point where, I know there's always a possibility of being attacked. There's always a possibility of being, as targeted as being a queen. I have been attacked once, back in, I don't even know when it was. And really very few people know about it because there wasn't a big to do. It was late at night, and I was I won. Let's put it that way. So it wasn't like a yeah, I won. I'm alive, and I don't say that with like, it could have ended badly, truly, but in hindsight, I'm prepared. I'm one of those queens that, and this is not even for anybody in specific. This is just like, you can't put nothing past anybody. That's what you gotta come down to. If you feel like there's a presence, there's something going on, and you feel awkward about somebody, be on your guard. Even if you don't feel that, be on your guard. You got to expect anything from anybody. And that, unfortunately, is the climate that we live in. And that's not even about being gay. That's not even being about being in drag. That's not even being about any minority. It's about anybody at any time. Even if you're a white male who wasn't gay, who whatever, you still can't put anything past anybody. And people need to, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. That's my motto when it comes down to it. So, yeah, it's rough out here, but I don't live in fear. I just live in, I live ready. Thank you guys for watching. More on this maybe soon. Bye.